Okay, it's time to check the belt. I don't remember ever checking the belt on this thing. I think I just went with it, or maybe I looked at it. I should probably grease the slides and all that. Bing, 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 bing. I may have to take the cover off. I don't know. We'll see. We'll get to there. Ugh, yes, you have to take the cover off. This bumper off. There's a bolt behind there. And then hopefully I don't have to take all that off like I always do. Okay, this is 2 bolts. The 80 cc's are a bunch of bolts from what I remember. Oh, wait a minute. There might be... Does that hold? Oh, that's underneath. I might just need to give it a little love tap. Aha! Middle of yonder. It's gonna take some sneaking by there. There's your belt. I do want to probably run it because I've been hearing some squeaking. So let me finagle this. These things to get this off. I should look in the book, but I'm not going to. I tried it off the stand to pivot. You know, still not coming. But they do give you access here. So I think I'm going to take the that thing off that I'm blanking on, where the rollers are and the sliders, which I want to clean up and lubricate anyway. And once that's off, this all will slide right out. Yeah. All right, yes. You do need an impact. 19 millimeter nut. No extension, because you need all the leverage you can get. I remember that with even the 80 cc's. But once you get this off, then we can sneak it out of there. This is just a rubber dust seal here. I'm not showing you because I'm not looking at the camera. This should be clean and get that grease off that I just put on there. I got a lot of belt residue. And this should be my Variator. That's what I was trying to think of earlier. Is this not going to come off either? This I might have to get off the center stand. We'll see. You know when you do something, but you really don't feel like doing something? I don't have to be doing this right now. That looks like a 23100 KNZ 3700 Bando. I'm going to get a new belt anyway. This, no matter what I do, this is hitting the frame. I'm guessing if I drop the shock bolts on both sides, maybe I can pivot enough. Get that down further to... Guess I may have to look in the book. But yeah, I don't... This is greased up. It's moving freely. I was concerned it wasn't, but it appears to be good. So I'm just going to put it back together until I get a belt anyway. And you guys won't even know because the power of video, I will just pick up in a few days. Make one big video. Okay, back on this belt. I did do the right thing and look it up to see what it said on how to do it. And this does unbolt. This whole frame rail will unbolt to get out of the way. So I'm going to do that. Bolt, bolt, bolt there. Probably some of these top bolts, I think it said. Ding, ding, ding. And I remember up under the reflector, there's a bolt nut. Let's see what happens. One. Let's see. So one under there. Oh yeah, these right here. Bang, bang, bang. And these up there. Be a good time to take care of some body work. Definitely know I need the other side body work. Put that on the list. And that works just fine if you don't want to go get your impact wrench. So This is your Variator, which basically expands and contracts. Your belt rides in that V, and inside there's two schools of thought. This is some pretty heavy, thick grease. It's kind of old too, I would say. But like I said, I never went in here. My other 80cc, I put sliders in here. They're called Dr. Pulley. But they slide up and down. And here, though, there are rollers. They're perfectly round, and sometimes they get flat spots. But let's see. I don't think we're gonna see because there's so much grease. These are them here. This might even be. Let's see if these are perfectly round. Yeah, they are round. But they make some other ones that are kind of oblong. I guess check them, see how worn they are. There's different weights. You change the weights from top speed or lower speed depending on your weight. I don't know if I like a ton of grease because it depends on the grease what happens when it gets hot. Does it get slippery or? And these actually do feel like they have a little bit of a see that flat spot right there. So I'll probably just lube them up and new belt and put it back together, I think. We'll see. Okay, this is already ripped and fallen in on me, so I'm going to tack it up with a little black RTV so it stays in place when you go and put it on sideways in the engine. Because it already piece fell in and got ripped up by the belt. Not good. But it's just a gasket. I mean, it's really just to keep dust out of this area. It's nothing. It needs to be sealed technically. And voila. Just enough to make it tacky. Okay. This is your basic Variator assembly. We got a pin inside here. There's a grease hole. We're going to put a little grease in there. Not a ton. Doesn't need a ton. This is all cleaned up. This all has to be cleaned up and lubed. This is your face. You can have no grease on that because that's where your belt's going to ride. Your belt goes in there. Centrifugal force throws the weights out. Weights will be in here. They go up the ramp. That's what gives you your gears, if you will. So you got these are going to be. These are actually two-piece. I noticed. I don't think my 80cc they were. These are plastic with a metal. And the ones I noticed that had flat spots don't roll very easily. So I might even separate these. Do a little grease. Very light. Don't want sticky. Got these. They're different weights, like I said, for different weights of riders. I was on my 80cc. I put a lighter weight in, so it would engage earlier. It was almost giving me like an idle. I could idle, and the bike would move. But I think I lost top end when you do it that way. Then you got these. That's going to be your action right there. And your cover. That'll be it. And that's how it goes on the bike. In and out for gear speeds. And then you get your clutch, of course, at the back. That's going to engage too. But that's basically it apart. Clean it up a little bit more. Want this nice and These are the only things that move in here. So you just need a little bit of oil there, not a ton. All these cavities, I don't know why they're full. Maybe being thrown around in there, but. And then clean your face. These have to be spotless, with like brake clean. The belt's gonna ride there. And that's that. Alright, greased these up. Just a little skim coat. All I had was some high temp wheel bearing grease. Probably gonna have to do. I don't know if it's the right stuff. I could look it up like you're supposed to do. And again, I said light grease because on all this stuff, because this is a serviceable component. You're supposed to come back in here and service this periodically. But yeah, I'm just going to put this together and go from there. Here's the belt. Bando for a 150 scooter. $7.99. Let's see if we can focus for you. $19.28. The way these belts wear is they ride on this edge right here. This edge and this edge. You think about it, sitting in that pulley. That's where it grabs the edges. So, if you wanted to see if this is good or not, you would measure the width of this belt. I don't know if you can see. I don't know how old this belt is, but it's probably fractions of an inch anyway. Yeah, if you got off my ass and got the micrometer, we could figure it out. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go back together. I'm gonna have to squeeze this, so make sure your hands are clean. Squeeze the clutch to get the belt in there and to get it around that side. I'll probably take that off again. Fire it up, see it in action. Oh shit, I gotta do the goddamn reverse brake. Alright, there we go. Focus. Pretty cool.